In this episode, we're delighted to welcome Paul Nilon, who's devoted an enormous amount of his career as a vet to issues affecting the health of sheep. And Paul, I guess any way you look at it at the moment, sheep are big business. Great prices for prime lambs, a pretty buoyant wool market, so it literally means once again, sheep are worth their weight in gold.
They are indeed.
What's the current thinking about trying to maximise the number of lambs producers can get on the ground?
We're spending most of our efforts trying to make sure that those ewes that get in lamb deliver a lamb and then keep the lamb alive.
What are some of the main reasons for low lamb marking percentages?
We still have a huge issue with lambed and lost, and we're doing as much as we can to reduce that. But outside of that, there's the background sleeper of ewes that are scanned in lamb, but for reasons poorly understood, don't actually lamb.
And how much of an impact do you think Campylobacter is having on the Australian flock?
In my experience in southern Australia, it's probably a bit of a sleeper. So in Tasmania, we, with some regularity, have abortion storms where up to 40% of lambs can be lost. We also have lots of places every year that record low-level background abortion losses, which are poorly diagnosed, and in some cases also losses that where ewes that have been scanned in lamb just don't deliver. And it's highly likely that Campylobacter is playing a part in at least some of those cases.
So how would something like Cooper's Campyvax fit in with the whole suite of vaccination measures you would take to keep the flock as healthy as you could?
Well, given the small gains that are required to justify the cost, we're recommending it more and more frequently, particularly if there's any indication that the reproductive performance might have been affected by an infectious disease.
So what's the average lamb marking increase you've seen with people that have used this product?
Okay, well, our Kiwi friends tell us that they consistently see 5 to 8% increase in scanning rates with unvaccinated versus vaccinated flocks. At that level of reproductive performance, it's almost a no-brainer.
So Paul, would you be recommending to smart sheep producers that they use something like Cooper's Avilis Campyvax?
If you've had a diagnosis of Campylobacter causing abortion or diminished reproductive performance, it's a no-brainer. If you have reason to suspect that Campylobacter might be involved, then it's also high on the list of recommendations. If you are running sheep in a really tightly controlled grazing system or you're drought lotting them, so high density population, again, it's almost a no-brainer. And if you've got a non-diagnosed, non-specific reproductive problem, give it close consideration.
Paul Nilon, thanks for your insight. Thanks for joining us on the Cooper's Couch, and thank you for joining us on the Cooper's Couch. We'll see you next time.